Thank you, Ivan. Our next speaker is the Wales officer with PCS Union, who's my union. I've worked with her for many, many a long year. She is an amazing woman. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Savannah Taj.
I think it's absolutely bloody amazing the amount of people who have showed up today on a Friday afternoon, and obviously the weather's in our favour, of course, as well. Now, I just wanted to say a couple of things. And the most important thing in all of this is that this is our Labour Party. So we need our mandate, our chosen leader, our voice, our future, and our bloody decisions. We, the members, run the party, so remember that. Not the hothouse known as the Labour Party machinery. So you know what? It's time to rebalance. It's time to take stock. It's time for the people to have a voice. And that is what Jeremy Corbyn is giving us. Many people have blamed Jeremy Corbyn for the majority of the country voting to leave the EU. They've said, oh, most of the people who voted to leave, well, you know what? The thing is, they're all racists. Well, as a coloured woman standing here, I tell you what, that's a load of... We've had 6 years of misery, 6 years of austerity, 900 million lost to the Welsh economy due to welfare cuts, 62,000 public sector job cuts since 2010 in Wales alone, 77% of the private sector in Wales not paying the living wage. And for the record, Owen Love, it's not £8.25 an hour, it's £10 an hour. Get with the programme. Instead of using this result, which has forced David Cameron to resign as Prime Minister, some of these politicians actually thought, oh, you know what, we'll just take a little break. We'll go on a little holiday. And the other thing, of course, is they sat on their hands when we needed them to actually be voting. I think it's shocking. I think it's disgusting. The fact that we voted them in, we got them where they are, and they're nowhere to be seen. There's debates taking place. There's real issues. There's things happening out there that are affecting each and every one of us. And these people are nowhere to be found. Instead, they're talking to the media about us crazy lefty loonies. I'm not being funny, but finally we have a Labour Party that is doing what it was always supposed to do. We're a socialist Labour Party, so wear that badge with pride. People say, what is it that Jeremy is actually bringing? Well, I tell you what he's bringing. He's saying, enough of shitting on the poor people. Enough of that. It's time for those big bankers, for all these people that, you know, they hide their money abroad and they think it's all okay. And then they come to us and they say, oh, we got this problem now. We got this gap in the economy. So you guys are going to have to pay more tax. We're going to have to make these cuts in the public sector. Because we're all in it together. Jeremy's saying enough is enough. He's saying that every single person in this country should be getting a fair deal. It shouldn't just be for the 1% or the 10% or whatever bloody percent it is. It should be for the majority. Each and every one of us should be benefiting. We want proper jobs. We don't want, as Owen Smith is saying, a 1-hour contract. Like a 1-hour contract's any different to a 0-hour contract. I mean, where does he live? You know, it's shocking. The fact that these people can actually stand there and say stupid stuff like that. It don't make no sense to me. Where I come from, that's just like, what? What are you on about? Well, I'm talking about Ponty. He says, oh, you know what, referendum is awful, the result. We've got to do it all again. We've got to do it all again. And then he tells us he believes in democracy. Well, I tell you what, Owen, when was the last time you spoke to your own constituents in Ponty? When did you speak to them? When did you find out why they were feeling that way? What did you do to get a yes vote in your constituency? Invisible. Invisible. And now he's spending more time talking to the media than talking to his own constituents, than talking to us. And when he wants to get us there, he offers us free ice cream. I mean, come on now. We don't want an ice cream. We want an economy that works for us all. We want real jobs. We don't want everything to be in the private hands. 1 in 3 pounds of public sector money goes into the private sector. It's shocking. Shocking. Our money. Who do these people think they are? It's time for a change. And the change is not coming. The change is now. This is the change. People have been, we've had civil servants, and the PCS union, the union I work for, that I'm an officer for, we're not affiliated to the Labour Party, but Jeremy's been a really, really good friend of ours. So our NEC and our General Secretary, Mark Vodka, they made a decision that we were going to support Jeremy in the same way that he has supported us in all these years, which is the right thing to do. He has stood on our picket lines, he's come to our rallies, he's asked questions in the House. He's made sure that things get done. He was the first person to actually support us when it came to an 18-month dispute at the National Museum of Wales. Low-paid workers being done over by their management. And sadly, you're talking about an area that is ultimately in the backyard of Carwyn Jones. He chose to ignore us. He chose to ignore us until we got organised. We got bigger. All 7 sites got themselves together and they thought, you know what? We've done a bit of action here and there, but now what we're going to do, we're going to go big. We're going to go hard. And you know what, guys? We won the dispute. Carwyn Jones finally stepped in at last minute and resolved the dispute. So I just want to say very, very quickly, and that is, Jeremy is somebody that I believe in. I think that not only has he delivered, he's delivered. People say, what has he done? Well, look at all the stuff that's happened as far as the welfare cuts are concerned. The U-turn on the academisation of schools, etc. Well, the truth is, we could have done a lot more if the rest of them were with him, doing their jobs. We've won by-elections, mayoral elections. We got back in the Assembly, although there's a lot more work to be done. There's so much that we've already gained. We are extremely powerful. And we're going to go forward. We're going to go forward. We're going to get bigger. I mean, look, 250,000 people voted for Jeremy Corbyn this time last year. There's almost 600,000 members now? I mean, what, did Owen Smith recruit all of them, or was that Angela Eagle? Or was that somebody, who was it? Who was it? Were they the ones who were talking to people, asking them what they actually think? They'd be saying stuff like, he's taking his jolly time and he's coming out with these pledges and these policies. Well, the thing is, he's been doing the right thing. He's been talking to people. He's been asking people, what do you think about the following? What is it that we really need to do to change things for the better? He hasn't sat in a room with, with certain individuals who think that this is going to work or that's going to work, the experts. He hasn't done that. He's come out and he's spoken to people. He's spoken at the trade union rallies, at our conferences. He's come out and he's spoken to all sorts of people. And then he finally says, okay, guys, here are the pledges. And we're happy with those pledges. They're not slogans. And I am sick to death of Assembly ministers and other politicians saying, the thing about Jeremy is he's got all these slogans. They're not slogans, they're policies. They're our policies. We, the members, made a decision on what those policies were going to be. So we're going to do everything within our power to take those forward. in our areas. We're going to get bigger. We're going to organise. We're going to build. And we're going to campaign. Jeremy is going to remain as the leader of the Labour Party. And once he's done that, he will be the next Prime Minister of this country. Thank you. Diolch yn fawr.
Told you she's good, didn't I?